Capitalism might be on fire right now, but socialism is getting more fiery support and more traction. 36% of Americans in the latest poll think it's pretty good compared to just 18% back in 2010. Capitalist Pig founder Jonathan Hoenig on that. What do you make of that, Jonathan? I mean, is this just those who feel they've been left out, or what do you think?
No, Neil, socialism is winning. I mean, it is winning it's winning by default, Neil, amongst all Americans, especially amongst younger Americans. They believe that socialism is right, socialism is moral, and that capitalism, free markets are evil, they're nefarious, they're destructive. So, socialism is really kicking butt right now, despite the fact that we have Donald Trump in the Oval Office.
So what are the implications of that? Now, I think the figures are like 55% of Americans are invested directly or indirectly in the market. A lot of bulls like to argue, I guess, Jonathan, that means that many more could come in and the market could run higher. Conversely, though, if this socialism wave grows, it could go just the other way. Does that worry you?
Well, I mean, socialism is on the march, Neil, and it's taught in school. But I have to say, I mean, it's not reflected, and you have alluded to the fact that it's a bull market. Unfortunately, there's not an alternative to socialism right now. I don't believe that the president, I don't believe that the Republicans present that alternative, because instead of sacrificing for the greater good, like the socialists want to say, Trump would say sacrifice for the country, for the coal miners, or for the farmers, or whatever privileged.
Okay, man, this is a giant hustle. First off, we're so socialist. This entire bear market or bull market is because of what we did with the banks. We bailed out the banks, which is super duper socialist, and that was obviously Obama, but also Bush. So, I'm not joining a political party, but to act like the Republicans are not socialists, that's bullshit. We gave billions and billions of dollars of corporate welfare to big corporations, and it doesn't matter whether it's Democrat or Republican because they're both bought out. So this entire idea that, we're a capitalist country and we don't do anything socialist is bullshit. We have lots of socialist programs, especially to get us out of this recession. We used socialism to bail out the banks while the common people were getting kicked out of their houses. So no, you would have let, Lehman Brothers, you would have let some of these banks that are too big to fail collapse. And in fact, we allowed something even more socialist. We allowed Wells Fargo, Bank of America, these big banks to basically buy out other banks and create giant socialistic monopolies. I mean, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and Chase, they might as well be government banks, because with the help of the government, they were able to get large market shares where other banks can't even compete. So this is such BS. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat. There's plenty of socialism, but the socialism is to basically help people who are able to give money to the politicians and buy the politicians. And it doesn't matter if it's Democrat or Republican. It's just whoever has money to pay whoever's in office to do it. So don't let them trick you on this. We are very, very socialist, but most of our socialist policies is for basically reverse Robin Hood, for helping the super duper wealthy, which, hey, I don't have a problem with. I like my tax breaks and some of that stuff. But and if they want to say that socialism didn't work, I mean, any of you guys go look at FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, or there's a American Republican president, his name's Eisenhower, where we had very large GDP growth, and look at the policies they passed. It's actually very, very similar to what Trump as a populist talked about, and Bernie Sanders. So before you're going to talk about socialism, and by the way, the number 2 and 3 economy in the world, China and Germany, they're socialists. So anyways, do some historical research, but we do have socialism in the U.S., and the socialism is to help banks, big companies, keep their monopolies and basically screw over the workers. And that's why the rich have been getting richer since the 80s. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it, but just, be honest. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this, and I will talk to you soon.